Welcome to the session. My name is Smita, and I lead the product management team for Google Voice.
And I'm Ajay. I'm a product manager at Voice.
And we are here today to tell you more about the new Google Voice. But before we do that, we want to talk a little bit about the modern workforce. So we know that today's workforce is changing and changing rapidly. By 2020, which is next year, 50% of the workforce is expected to be mobile. And even if you look at what it looks like today, there are 2 billion frontline workers, of course, which are not attached to any office or desk. But in the Fortune 1000 companies, the knowledge workers today spend 50% of their time away from the desk. So the workforce is really mobile. And the other thing which is happening is that the pace of innovation keeps accelerating. It took phones 50 years to get to 50 million users. It took YouTube 4 years. And it took Angry Birds 3 months. So we are living in this world where the workforces were really mobile, and the pace of innovation continues to accelerate, which means in order to have productive workforces, we really have to enable real-time communication from anywhere, anytime. But luckily, the time of cloud has come. Cloud sets us free. With cloud, people can work from anywhere on any device. At Google, as you know, we have always believed in the vision of cloud. G Suite is designed to be cloud native from day one. Within G Suite, we have been reimagining what communication looks like for this modern, fast-moving workforce. And we have been working at it systematically. So Gmail, which was a product which we launched in 2004, and we redefined what email should be like at that time, we have again, in a way, relaunched it last year with an intelligence-first design. We have added features like Smart Reply and Smart Compose, which means on your mobile phones, with one click, you can send a reply. We have added nudging, a feature which I personally love. This is the one which reminds you to respond or follow up on emails. And when all of us living in these busy worlds in distributed time zones, that really has saved me quite a few times. We launched Hangouts in 2013. And in the last couple of years, we have taken that original Hangouts product and we have evolved it into 2 different products. Hangouts Chat, which is for enterprise team communications. Teams can go and set up virtual rooms. They can use bots to get a lot of the work automated while they are within that virtual rooms. And Hangouts Meet. I don't know how many folks made it to the presentation pretty much before this one, which Rennie led, talking about how we are making face-to-face virtual meetings so much more productive, and we are bringing everyone together in the same room, if you will, even though they're distributed across the world. So those are the products which we have already worked on and we have talked about. Of course, today we want to talk to you about Google Voice. So phones are still really important. There are 8 billion phone numbers in this world, more than the number of people. So phones is still the universal way for us to connect quickly to our colleagues, to our friends, to our family. But if you look at the phone systems today, for most organizations, they are still using these on-premise PBX systems, which are really, really hard to manage. This is an actual photo of what a phone room used to look like at Google. And we did not like it. We did not want to manage closets full of equipment. So we decided to change it. And we worked on it, and it took us a long time. It actually took us 6 years, but we did it. So we got rid of the phones, and what we have right now is 85,000 Googlers are on Google Voice, and 97% of our on-premise infrastructure is decommissioned. When we talk to our customers, when we talk to our G Suite customers, unsurprisingly, they were having the same challenges. In fact, when we talked to the customers, 50% of them said they're looking for a cloud telephony solution. And they said they had a 3x higher preference for getting it from us because they expect Google will provide their users with a cloud-native experience. And it'll make management so much easier like G Suite has done. So we wanted to address that need, but we also know that voice is hard. Voice requires global scale. It requires connectivity with carriers in all markets. And it has really stringent quality requirements. So we took that. We took that challenge, we took that seriously, and we critically looked at what assets do we have. So this is something which surprises people, but I want to share with you is that today Google Cloud already powers billions of calls every year and hosts millions of phone numbers. And this makes sense when you think of our products. When you think of our products like click-to-call ads, so critical for mobile search. When you think of our products like Google Fi, think about calling worldwide in products such as Google Maps and Gmail. So a lot of these are really mission critical. And we have been building this telephony network for 10+ years. And you can see some of the stats there, which is 100+ countries, 100+ carriers and peering points, 18 billion minutes per year, 30 billion messages per year. So we have a pretty big network, and that network is high quality. And then the other thing is we also wanted to think about the user experience. Google Voice for consumers has been in US for quite some time. And that product already has millions of users that really love the product. How many people in the room actually have used Google Voice? See, it's always like such a pleasure to see how many people use it, and they've been using it. So we took those two assets. So we thought about the network, we thought about the user experience, and those are the ones which we brought together in order to create Google Voice for G Suite. But even so, we tested it carefully. Our alpha, we launched more than 18 months ago. Our beta, which we announced at Next last year, has now been live for more than 6 months. It has more than 650 G Suite customers on it, thousands of users, and we have been using it and we have been testing it, and it means a lot to us, and we'll share with you later. So many of our beta customers are already converting to a commercial relationship with us, even before, like we are launched now, but they have made that decision even before the launch. And we'll be sharing some of those names with you. So as you heard this morning, Google Voice is generally available. It's generally available in 11 markets, so we are excited to bring this to you. And with Google Voice now within G Suite, another exciting thing for us is that we are able to offer you a complete set of unified communication services. With Gmail, with Hangouts Chat, Hangouts Meet, and Google Voice, now you can address all of your communication needs within G Suite. With that, I want to quickly roll a video. It's the first time we are showing it publicly. Ajay, can we get this one going? OK, thank you.
The new Google Voice for G Suite is smart and puts you in control. It follows Google Calendar's working hours, while powerful AI automatically transcribes voicemails and minimizes interruptions by silently blocking unwanted spam calls. And it works wherever you do, on desk phones, smartphones, and computers. And Voice grows with your business. Admins add new users and assign numbers to one person or an entire department with just a few clicks. Users can tailor the Voice apps across personal phones and work devices so they stay connected and in control from anywhere. And Voice keeps things simple. When you get a call from Hangouts Meet, you can see what meeting is calling and be ready when you answer. And when it's time to unwind, you're still in control. Because sometimes disconnecting is the best way to connect.
OK. So that was a quick look at Google Voice, and we'll tell you more about it. OK, so Google Voice is the cloud telephony solution for G Suite customers. With Google Voice, what we did was we took the user experience, which so many millions of users already love for Google Voice for consumer, and we expanded it. We added desk phone support. Polly is here. So we added desk phone support, starting with Poly phones are our first ones. We added integrations, as you saw with Hangouts Chat. We added integrations with Meet and Calendar. Hangouts Chat we are working on. It will be coming soon. And then we created brand new admin capabilities. So within the G Suite admin console, you can go and manage enterprise telephony just like you would manage any other G Suite service. You can use it to provision numbers, to port numbers, to set up desk phones, to set up auto attendance. And then we also hardened the service. We made sure that it's fully telecom compliant. We are launching in 11 markets, and we are going to have support for emergency calling. We will follow all the other telecom regulations. In addition, we have the 24/7 support. We have the SLAs. We have the ISO 27001 compliance. We have the HIPAA compliance. So it's a fully hardened service. So that's the nuts and bolts of it. That's the Google Voice for G Suite, which we have launched today. But one question which we often get is, what is our design philosophy? How have we approached voice so that we can create a differentiated, unique, modern experience for our customers? So we actually did not set out to create a me-too PBX system that copies the features of these PBX systems, which have been in market for such a long time. Our design approach, our goals are twofold. First is we want to create a smarter voice through careful use of AI. And our second is we are really focused on creating delightful, simple experience for our customers, whether they are administrators or whether they are users. So in terms of Google AI and what we are doing with it in voice, if you think about it, voice is such a natural surface for text-to-speech and speech-to-text, where Google has some of the best-in-class AI. And spam, such a problem with voice over IP, is handled through machine learning data models. We use anonymized, donated data from products such as Android, Google Fi, Google Voice for Consumers, and we use that to identify spam and continuously improve our machine learning models. And just like Gmail, we take the spam and then we silently move it to a spam filter so users are not bothered and they can be productive. So Ajay will be telling you much more about about what the product is and what we are doing within users, admins. So with that, Ajay, may I invite you? Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Smitha. So just to give you a quick tour, we're going to talk about the new admin experience, which a lot of our beta customers have seen. We'll talk about the user experience, and hopefully we'll show you some interesting demos along the way. So as Smitha outlined earlier, we've really tried to make the administration process for voice really, really simple. It's consolidated in the admin console, which is where you manage all of G Suite. So you can come here to assign users numbers, port numbers, configure auto attendance, and so on. For those of you familiar with telecom in the audience, you'll know that there are a lot of variations in telecom across countries. And this is something we've worked really, really hard on with Google Voice, making that experience consistent so that provisioning a user with a phone number in France is the same as provisioning a user in the United States. One of the most challenging aspects of switching services, whether you're going on-prem to the cloud or moving between cloud services, is porting phone numbers. And so we've built that right into Google Voice. You come into the admin console, and you can tell us which numbers you want to port. We keep you updated every step of the way, and we alert you if things need to be addressed. One of our newest features since we announced Google Voice Beta last year is our multi-level auto attendant, which lets you guide callers to the right place, whether it's to a team or an individual or to a message. Our auto attendant supports working hours and holiday hours, so you can make sure calls go to the right place even if the business is closed. But the most exciting aspect about this is what we were talking about earlier with our approach to develop Google Voice. Our leading text-to-speech technology helps you set up an auto attendant really, really fast. All you need to do is type out the prompts and choose the language in which to play them back, and you're up and running. And this is a really, really big time saver because for people who have set these things up before, the normal process would have been record audio, potentially hire someone to do it, translate it, upload it, which can be weeks or hours of time. And with our auto attendant, you really can get up and running in a matter of minutes. And we have a demo to show you later. We know that many of our customers use desk phones, so we're really excited that our partner Poly, who's here today, we've worked hard to bring these 4 models to Google Voice. And the VVX 150 will be coming in a few weeks, but the others work today. And the nice part about setting up desk phones with Google Voice is it's really simple. All you have to do is grab the MAC address of a device, put it in the admin console, it's set up, and you're up and running. Poly's actually here on the next exhibition floor, so check out their booth. They have some phones to show off. And if you need to go hands-free, we've also worked with top headset manufacturers to make sure they are compatible with not only Google Voice, but also Hangouts Meet. So if you're sitting at your desk with a headset, we want to make sure you have good audio quality, whether you're joining a meeting or placing a phone call. So that was a quick look at the admin experience, and we will show that to you in a demo. So let's take a look at the user experience. Voice works on Android, iOS, and web. And what we've recently done is we've taken a user experience that's loved by billions, tried and tested in products like Drive and Gmail, and brought it to Google Voice. So Material Design, which is used across Google, has now been updated in Google Voice. And what this means is it's really quick to get started with Google Voice. We've seen our beta customers and users really love the experience and have had no difficulty getting started with using the product. One of the nice things about a number in the cloud, like with Google Voice, is it's not attached to any specific device. What this means is end users can come in and customize their calling, which devices they use, while managing their work calls separately. They can even forward calls to different devices if they're not working from their normal location. And if you're sitting at your desk using Google Voice on the web, we've also added advanced audio controls. So you can customize the microphone and the speaker you use, and you can also choose where your calls ring. So if you're not wearing your headset, you don't miss any calls. Google Voice has always had best-in-class voicemail transcription, and we've had it since the very beginning. What we're really excited to announce is we've expanded the set of languages from 2 to the full set of launch countries that we are announcing with Google Voice today. And our voicemail transcription is, again, powered by our leading speech-to-text, which means, since it's machine learning and AI-based, it means it's constantly improving over time. So you can get voicemail transcripts in the app. You can also quickly toggle in settings to have your transcript sent directly to your Gmail inbox. And then there's spam. You saw earlier in the video how we block spam calls. Some sources today state that over 50% of calls in the US are robocalls. And this is a problem that's under increasing focus even with the FCC. So our spam models are trained by anonymized data used across Google, and Google Voice uses these spam models automatically. For end users, the experience is pretty similar to Gmail. If we detect that a phone call is spam, we send it directly to a special folder, and your day is not interrupted by a robocall. So that was a quick look at the admin and end user experience. So let's jump to a quick demo.
Let's do it. Okay, Ajay, what are we doing? We're setting up Tom?
Yeah,
so we're doing it. Yeah, so we have a group. We have a group called Holy Group, which manages our events, and so we've been managing our events at Next, and we feel like maybe we're getting too many complaints. So we got a new employee, Tom, and we are setting Tom up with a phone number and the desk phone that works, so we don't have to deal with it. Tom deals with it. So let's do it.
So let me set up Tom with the phone number, and I'll click Edit. And you'll see that the experience is pretty similar for assigning him a number in any country. I'm going to give him a US number, though, and type in a service address which will be used for his emergency calling. And you'll see that Voice is automatically assigning him a number. I could change it, but I'm just going to go ahead and pick the default.
Yeah.
And so Tom gets an email with his phone number, and he's up and running.
Yeah, so this is what we were saying is with Google Voice, you can really manage enterprise telephony just like G Suite. You literally 30 seconds to set up that number. Can we also show the batch functionality?
Yeah, so let me jump to a spreadsheet. So this is, what you're seeing here is a list of users who an administrator would have assigned phone numbers to. You can see the country drop down here and their service address. And when you upload the spreadsheet, they're assigned phone numbers.
Yeah, so I think this is cool when you have to assign phone numbers to a large set of users. And this uses Google Spreadsheets. And what's really interesting is that any errors are returned in the same spreadsheet, and they're highlighted and marked, as you're seeing over here. So an administrator can just correct those errors in the same spreadsheet and submit it back. So our beta customers have been really loving this functionality. It really streamlines the capabilities.
All right. Should we, do you think Tom is going to be sitting at his desk?
Yes, I think he will be, yes.
So let's give him a desk phone. So I've got a MAC address of this phone up here.
So Tom already had the email, which would have him help him set up with whatever for this iOS client, Android client, web client. But now we're also giving him a desk phone, which is also connected to the cloud, so he can literally use any device anywhere.
So actually, I'm going to use his number later, so I'm going to copy it.
OK.
Oops.
So now Tom is set up with this particular device, and that's his phone number, which was assigned to him just a couple of minutes earlier, or a minute earlier by Ajay. OK.
So let's jump into the auto attendant. We've got one partially set up for today.
So now this is the interactive voice response, which we had mentioned, how we are using text-to-speech AI in order to set up, to enable our customers to set up auto attendant instantly.
So we want someone to handle complaints about
Yes, we
this
do.
session.
Yes.
But Tom's super new. Should we really have him do that?
Yes, we should. That's why we got him.
So what I can do is I can transfer calls to Tom.
Yes, please, yes.
And should we give it a try?
Let's give it a try.
So what you're seeing here is when I click preview, we actually haven't published the auto attendant yet, which is really nice because a lot of times you want to make changes without them being live first. So this is not published, but we can still test it out. So let me do that.
Thanks for calling Hooli Group at Cloud Next.
Merci d'avoir appelé Hooli Group au Cloud Next.
French.
To make the most of this event, please listen to